Good day, everyone. So, today I will be discussing my assigned task or report about communication characteristics that influence attitude formation and change, and also market segmentation and product development strategies based on attitude. So, first is communication characteristics that influence attitude formation and change. So there are three types of communication characteristics. First is source characteristics, represents who delivered the message. And appeal characteristics represents how the message is communicated. And lastly, message structure characteristics. It represents how the message is presented. So, first is source characteristics. Sources include people like celebrities, then typical consumers, animated spokes characters like Jolly Green Giants and Mr. Peanut, and organizations, the company, and a third party endorser. So the source of a message is important because consumers respond differently to the same message delivered by different sources. So there are types of source characteristics. First is source credibility. It consists of trustworthiness and expertise. A source that has no ulterior or conditional motive to provide anything other than complete and accurate information would generally be considered trustworthy. Also, source credibility can influence persuasion in various situations. And credible source can enhance attitudes and can enhance message processing and acceptance. So next is celebrity source or celebrity sources. Celebrities are widely used in advertising, like Eva Mendes in Pantene, Kobe Bryant in Nike or Nike, Penelope Cruz of Lancome Tracer Fragrance, and Michelle Wie of Omega Watches are just a few such celebrities with endorsement contracts or their own product lines rather. So as you can see in the image, ethnic celebrities are increasingly common in US advertisements as a way to target specific ethnic subcultures. So celebrity sources are effective for a variety of reasons. First is attention. Celebrities may attract attention to the advertisement. Second, attitude toward the ad. A celebrity's likability and popularity often translate into higher ad, which can enhance brand attitudes. And third, trustworthiness. Celebrities often develop strong, credible public personas that consumers trust, and this trust translate into purchases. Next is expertise. Some celebrities are also experts. This occurs frequently in cases such as music and sport. Next is aspirational aspects. Consumers may identify with or desire to emulate the celebrity. When we talk about emulate, it is like to copy or imitate the celebrity's fashion, look, or style. So next is meaning transfer. Consumers may associate known characteristics of the celebrity with attributes of the product that coincide with their own needs or desires. So as you can see in the photo, the target audience to endorser and to product and to again back to target audience. Just a cycle. So next is about sponsorship. A company providing financial support for an event such as the Olympics or a concert is one of the most rapidly growing marketing activities and multi-billion dollar industry. Sponsorships often work in much the same manner as using a celebrity endorser. It is important to remember that sponsorships should be promoted through offline, online, and social media to maximize awareness and effectiveness. So let's go to appeal characteristics, the second communication characteristics. So, as you would expect, the nature of the appeal or how a message is communicated affects attitude formation and change. So, first is the fear appeals. It uses the threat of negative, unpleasant consequences if attitudes or behaviors are not altered. So, as you can see in the image below, it is fear appeals such as this internet sigora ad can be effective and at forming, reinforcing, and or changing attitudes. The ethics of such appeals should be examined carefully before they are used. So next is humorous appeals. Ads built around humor appear to increase attention to and liking of the ad, particularly for those individuals high in need for humor. So in the illustration, humor is widely used in advertising to attract attention and attitudes. So next is the comparative ads. It directly compare the features or benefits of two or more brands. As you can see in the illustration again, comparison ads can be very effective at changing attitudes about lesser known brands. So comparative ads are often more effective than non-comparative ads in generating attention. So next is the emotional appeals. Emotional or feeling ads are being used with increasing frequency. So in the illustration again, ads such as the Humane Society's Prize Not Fighter and evoke powerful emotional responses in some individuals. So these emotional responses often facilitate attitude change. So next is about value expressive versus utilitarian appeals. Value expressive appeals attempts to build a personality for the product or create an image of the product user, while the utilitarian appeals involve informing the consumer of one or more functional benefits that are important to the target market. So, next, the last characteristics of communication, which is the message structure characteristics. One-sided versus two-sided messages. One-sided messages is only one point of view is expressed, while the two-sided messages presenting both good and bad points is counterintuitive, and most marketers are reluctant to try such an approach. So in advertisements and sales presentations, marketers generally present only the benefits of their product without mentoring any negative characteristics. It might possess or any advantages a competitor might have. Competitor must. So next is about positive versus negative framing. So in every framing, there's a positive and negative framing. So in message framing, refers to presenting one of two equivalent value outcomes, either in positive or gain terms, positive framing, or in negative or loss terms, or negative framing. So next is attributes of framing, or attributes of framing. The simplest form, where only a single attribute is the focus of the frame. Next is goal framing, where the message stresses either the positive consequences of performing an act or the negative consequences of not performing the act. So last is about the non-verbal components. So non-verbal and non-verbal ad content can also affect cognitions about a product. Thus, nonverbal components can influence attitudes through affect, cognition, or both. So that's all for the communication characteristics that influence attitude, formation, and change. So let's proceed to the market segmentation and product development strategies based on attitude. So market segmentation is identifying market segments is a key aspect of marketing. So properly designed marketing programs should be built around the unique needs of each market segment. So, as you can see in the illustration, there are four types of market segmentation are geographic, demographic, psychographic, and behavioral segmentation. So, first is in geographic. As you can see, there is a region, country, or country size, city size, population density, and climate. So, in geographic segmentation, splitting up your market based on their location is a basic but highly useful segmentation strategy. A customer's location can help you better understand their needs and enable you to send out location specific ads. Next is the demographic segmentation. Belong are the age, gender, family size, family life cycle, income, occupation, education, religion, race, nationality. So demographic segmentation is one of the most common forms. It refers to splitting up audiences based on observable, people-based differences. Segmenting a market according to demographics is the most basic form of segmentation. Combining demographic segmentation with other types can help you to narrow down your market even more. Next is psychographic segmentation. It is about social class, lifestyle, and personality. Psychographic segmentation is similar to demographic segmentation, but it deals with characteristics that are more mental and emotional. So these attributes may not be as easy to observe as demographics, but they can give you valuable insight into your audience motives, preferences, and needs. So lastly is the behavioral segmentation. So it's about purchase occasion, benefits sought, user status, usage rate, loyalty status, readiness state, and attitude toward product. So you can also segment your market based in consumers' behaviors, especially regarding your product. Dividing your audience based on behaviors they display allows you to create messaging that caters to those behaviors. So many of the actions you might look at relate to how someone interacts with your product, website, app, or a brand. So let's continue. So about product development, it needs assessment, systematic inquiry of needs, attitudes, and behavior of society. Next is existing organizations, like is it existing customers, competitors, um, suppliers, consultants, marketing department, and member and staff members. So as you can see in the illustration, it's using the multi-attribute attitude model and the product development process can help you to gain more consumers. So the product development, while the importance consumers attach to key attributes provides a meaningful way to understand needs and form benefit segments, the ideal levels of performance indicate the consumer's desired level of performance in satisfying those needs. These ideal levels of of performance can provide valuable guidelines in developing a new product or reformulating an exciting one. So as you can see in the table, it describes how Coca-Cola used this approach in developing a new soft drink. The first step is constructing a profile of a consumer segment's ideal level of performance on key soft drink attributes. So as shown in table, four attributes were identified for a particular type of a soft drink. An ideal performance was obtained from consumer ratings as shown in section A. A second step is creating a product concept that closely matches the ideal profile. The concept could be a written description, picture, or an actual photocopy or a prototype. As section B in table shows, consumers evaluated the product concept developed by Coca-Cola as being fairly close to their ideal on each of the four attributes. So only color appears to be off target slightly by being a little too dark. The next step is translating the concept into an actual product. When Coca-Cola did this and presented the product to the consumers, they did not perceive it to be similar to either the product concept or their ideal. Although the actual product achieved a reasonable attitude rating, the product concept scored higher. Thus, the product could benefit from further improvements to better align it with a ideal profile. So this time, a basic procedure can be used to help design ads, packages, or retail outlets. So this is a good example to gain more consumers. There is a planning process. So for the segmentation and product development applications of attitude, consumer evaluations, feelings, and beliefs about specific product features form the basic for market segmentation strategies, such as benefit segmentation for a new product development strategies. So this is my report, and that's all, sir, rather. Thank you.